Welcome to our kitchen. Today we prepare ancient Greek trumatis, a meat pie from Polluxis onomasticon. We start with ingredients. We need quails, flour, olive oil, honey, vinegar, lard, asafoetida, and aromatic herbs, fennel, savory, mint, and chives. We mince the aromatic herbs and mix them with olive oil, vinegar, and grated asafoetida. In the Onomasticon, a Greek dictionary written in the 2nd century and divided into 10 books arranged by topic, there is a very brief description of the trumatis. A section of the text is dedicated to culinary language and describes some dishes, such as the one we are preparing today. Since the Onomasticon doesn't offer a complete recipe for trumatis or an explanation of how to prepare it, we have completed the recipe by adding some ingredients typical of ancient Greek cuisine. We have chosen some herbs that Galen writes are usually added to meat, whereas olive oil, vinegar, and asafoetida appear in many Greek recipes, such as the roasted birds described by Aristophanes, which you'll find in the description below. You can also use other Mediterranean herbs, such as oregano, thyme, or dill, and substitute other meats for the quail, adjusting the cooking time. We need the flour with 2 pinches of salt, lard, a little honey, and water. We let the dough rest for half an hour. Then we roll round or oval sheets of dough, about half a finger thick, and wide enough to wrap a quail, leaving the breast uncovered. The author doesn't explain how to make the crust, but he writes that it is a krepis, a term that means shoe or sandal in Greek, which gives us a clue about the shape of this dish. From this we can deduce that the sheet of dough is shaped like a shoe, to wrap the little birds arranged on it. The only ingredients for the crust that Pollux mentions are flour and honey, to which we must add some fat to make the crust edible, for example lard or olive oil, both of which were used in ancient Greek cuisine to prepare bread and pasta. After cooking, the author writes that we have to dip the crust in the sauce of the birds, which the author doesn't describe. To learn more about pies in historical cuisine, read our book Early Italian Recipes, Cereals, Bread, Pasta and Pies, which contains 114 recipes from the Antiquity to the end of the Renaissance, an introduction to the history of cereals in Italy, and an explanation of the basic methods and ingredients. This book is the second in the series Early Italian Recipes. The first is dedicated to vegetables, fruit, herbs, and flowers in historical cooking. If you're interested in ancient food, we recommend checking out our book Ancient Roman Cooking and our Patreon page, where you can find the translations of the Re Cucinaria and the recipes from Cato's De Agricultura, as well as several other translations and articles on historical food. A list of our books on historical cooking, along with the links to buy us a beer and purchase our merchandise, can be found in the description below. We place each quail on a sheet of dough, dress with the sauce, and wrap. We cook the quails in the oven for about 35 minutes. This dish was delicious and very similar to some medieval meat pies, for the delicious mixture of herbs balanced by olive oil and vinegar. A fundamental difference was the peculiar flavor of asafoetida, which is typical of ancient Mediterranean cuisine. Like it often happens, medieval cuisine seems to be more closely linked to Greek than to Roman tradition, in an amazing continuity that it is perhaps related to the important presence of Greek and Byzantine culture in our country. This trimatis is a dish that deserves to be tried with many variations to experience the beautiful simplicity of the ancient Mediterranean traditions. If you're interested in ancient foods and flavors, subscribe our channel and consider supporting us on Patreon.